Okay, what if I told you that some of the absolute deadliest things on the planet could actually hold the key to saving our lives? I know, it sounds like it's straight out of a comic book, right? But this is real science and it's happening as we speak. Today, we're going to dive into this incredible world where lethal venom becomes life-changing medicine. And to really get how this works, our story has to start on a pretty dark night down in Brazil. So picture this, a construction site, deep in a village just outside Sao Paulo. It is the middle of the night, and you've got the sounds of the rainforest all around. Everything seems totally routine, but for one of the workers there, the night is about to take a really terrifying turn. This is Felix. He's 35, just doing his job, working his shift, when bam, a sharp, searing pain just shoots through his left hand. He's been bitten, but it's dark. He has no idea what got him. The only thing he knows for sure is that the pain is just unbelievable, and it is spreading fast. So naturally, he's rushed to the nearest emergency room, and by the time he gets there, he is in really bad shape. His hand is just blown up, it's so swollen, and he's in agony. The medical team, they know they have to move fast. But here's the problem. To treat him, they have to figure out exactly what they're up against. All right, and this is where the story gets, well, really weird. The first exam turns up a bunch of symptoms that, for the doctors, just don't add up. It's a total medical mystery, and the clock is ticking. So the doctors are going down their list. Severe pain and swelling in his hand? Yep, makes sense. An elevated heart rate, some sweating, high blood pressure. Okay, all classic signs your body's fighting a venomous bite. Checks out. But then they get to the last symptom, and it's a doozy. A painful, persistent erection that's been going on for 6 hours. Wait, what? A 6-hour erection from a spider bite? I mean, this is the exact moment this case goes from just serious to totally bizarre. This condition, it's called priapism, and it is definitely not something you'd expect. But for the doctors, it's this huge, flashing neon sign of a clue, pointing to a very, very specific attacker. Okay, before they can even think about the bite itself, they have to deal with this problem, like right now, to prevent any permanent damage. And the procedure is intense. First, they have to inject a drug directly into the corpus cavernosum. That's the tissue that holds the blood. Then they use a big needle to literally draw out the trapped blood to get the pressure down. It's a lot, but thankfully for Felix, it works. The symptom is gone. So with that immediate crisis taken care of, the big question is back on the table. What on earth has a venom that can do all of this? Time to meet the culprit. And there it is. The attacker is the Brazilian wandering spider. Now, let me be clear, this is not your average house spider. This is one of the most venomous spiders in the entire world. Its scientific name is Phonutria nigriventer, and it has a reputation for having incredibly powerful venom and, not backing down from a fight. Okay, so this is a really important point that trips people up all the time. The spider is venomous, not poisonous. What's the difference? Well, think of it this way. Something venomous, like this spider or a snake, has to bite you or sting you to get the toxin in. It's an injection. Something poisonous, like a poison dart frog, is dangerous if you bite it or, touch it. It's all about how the toxin gets delivered. So, just how powerful is this stuff? Well, scientists have a way to measure that, and it's called the LD50, which stands for median lethal dose. Basically, it's the dose of a toxin it takes to kill 50% of the lab mice in a test group. And here's the key thing to remember. The lower the LD50 number, the more deadly the venom is. A little goes a long way. And believe me, the Brazilian wandering spider's venom is off the charts potent. It's like this complex chemical cocktail designed to do maximum damage. It's packed with neurotoxins that just wreak havoc on your nervous system. It even has serotonin in it, which is a big reason why the bite hurts so incredibly much. But, and this is the key for our story, it has one very special ingredient, a peptide called TX26. That little molecule is the one responsible for that bizarre and dangerous symptom Felix had. So, the spider venom is this little masterpiece of natural chemical engineering, right? But it's not the only deadly creature out there with a venom that's hiding some incredible secrets. Now we're going to jump across the Atlantic to Africa, because the venom of the deadly mamba snake is a whole other story. Yeah, take a look at this. Mamba venom is just this incredibly complex weapon. Now, don't get overwhelmed trying to read every little thing on this chart. The big picture here is that it's a full-on assault on the nervous system from multiple angles at once. Let's just focus on two of the main players here, dendrotoxins and fasciculins. So let's break that down. The dendrotoxins, those are the real bruisers. They block these things called potassium channels in your nerves, which basically sends your whole nervous system into hyperdrive. We're talking convulsions. Then you've got fasciculins, which cause these awful muscle twitches. And to top it all off, there's an enzyme in there that just helps the venom spread through your tissues super fast. It is terrifyingly efficient. Okay, so we have these two incredibly dangerous, complex toxins. They evolved over millions of years for one reason and one reason only: to kill. But, and here is the ultimate plot twist, what if we could take that power, that very specific biological power, and use it not to harm, but to heal? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Wait, don't we have antivenom for this stuff? And yes, we do, but it's not a perfect solution. It's got some real challenges. For one, it's usually only used in the absolute worst life or death cases because it can trigger major allergic reactions. It's also super expensive and hard to get, especially out in the remote places where people are most likely to get bitten. And get this, it's not even guaranteed to work on specific symptoms, like the priapism we saw earlier.
And this really brings the two halves of our story together, doesn't it? On one side, the source of a deadly toxin. On the other, the tools of modern medicine. The connection between them is this totally radical idea that the very same molecules nature designed to kill could be re-engineered by us to heal.
And this, to me, is the most mind-blowing part of all. It's like we've stumbled upon nature's secret pharmacy. So remember that TX26 peptide from the spider venom? The one that caused Felix's bizarre symptom? Well, scientists are now looking at it as a potential brand new treatment for erectile dysfunction. And the mamba snake venom? Those peptides called mambalgins are being turned into potent painkillers that aren't opioids. And this isn't just some crazy idea either. This is serious science. A study in the major journal Nature talked all about the incredible potential of these mambalgins. I mean, listen to this. They have a more potent pain-killing effect than morphine, but without the really dangerous side effects like stopping your breathing. This could be an absolute game changer for how we manage pain.
So there you have it. We went from a terrifying bite on a construction site in Brazil all the way to a potential new kind of non-addictive painkiller. It's just an incredible journey. And it really leaves you with this one huge, exciting question. What other cures are out there hiding in plain sight in the venoms of the world's deadliest creatures?